Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. So we're going to be taking a little break from the pond build today. For a few hours, we're going to take the bulldozer here behind us back in the woods and clean up some of our trails and make a new trail. Now this is Doug's brother's Dozer, so he's going to be the one operating it. He's going to be here any minute. We're going to head back in the trails. I'll show you what we're up to today. So we figured while we got the Dozer here, we might as well make another trail up through the woods, and I'll show you the problem. So one of our trails goes straight up this hill this way. And slope is one of those things you can't really see that well on camera, but you can tell by the washouts here running right up the middle of the trail that this is pretty steep. And we can't fix the problem without making the problem worse, because in order to fix this and flatten it out, we'd have to cut this trail down to flatten it out. And cutting it down more than what's on the sides is just going to create even more of a ditch and even more of a wash effect. So we're trying to cut a new trail that we can keep on grade with the level of the land, and hopefully that one won't wash out like this one here has. So I think it's safe to say we got a little carried away with the Dozer back here in the woods. It took Doug all of a half an hour to make this little detour trail to get us around this one that's all washed out over here. And by the time we got up to the top where it connects back to the original trail, he said, well, what do you want to do now? We might as well take advantage of the equipment being here. I said, well, let's go widen out a couple of trails and we'll see what else we can get into. Now, the only thing I filmed was this trail up here, but I thought it was worthwhile. We'll take you for a quick ride up on this trail here. It's about 500 feet. And then I'll show you all the rest of the work that we got done with that Dozer here off camera. Here's where it connects up at the top of the hill We got another trail going that way, and the trail continues this way. So now we've got a nice little four-way intersection here. Let me start showing you what we did off camera. Now, if you've been following the channel for a little while, you know that probably a year or two ago, we cleared out this campsite over here. And when we did that, it was before we had kids. And now that we've got Anderson, he's, 18 months old, this campsite here is a little dangerous. And let me show you why. We put this back here for camping, coming back here and having cookouts, bonfires, all that kind of stuff. And the reason we put it here was because we actually really like this ravine that's on the edge, because there's a stream that runs down through here and it's constantly running and you always have the sound of water. However, it presents an incredible fall hazard. I mean, it is straight down. And I always tell anybody that comes over here, I say, if you fall down that, you're either going to be dead or wish you were, because it's pretty straight down and there's nothing but rock down at the bottom. So as you can see, with an 18-month-old, it presents a fall hazard, and we definitely don't want that. So while Doug was back here with the dozer, I thought, let's get our campsite a little bit away from that ravine. So on the other side of this trail over here, I had him start clearing out a new, we call them circle driveways here. Basically, it just wraps right off the trail, goes around, and then it comes back to the trail, kind of like a horseshoe driveway or a wraparound driveway. And then once we got back here, the ultimate goal, now that we have a sawmill, is I would love to build a cabin back here, a 12 by 24 or a 16 by 30, something like that we could put a couple of bunk beds in, maybe get a little solar system set up and hook up a coffee pot, for camping in the mornings. So I had him clear out a spot, and this will be the future home of a cabin back here in the woods. It probably won't be this year. Now that we have that sawmill, my goal is to spend this winter milling all of the lumber that I'll need to build this cabin back here. But as we continue around, Doug cleared all this out here, cleared out the rest of this circle driveway, and it just comes right back out to the trail over that way. Anyway, let's hop back on the four-wheeler. I got a few more things I want to show you of things that Doug got done with the dozer while he was here. Now this trail right here used to just go straight up, and then there's one that goes to the right. So it used to go right up and then to the right, and then there's another one that keeps going that way. Well, I asked him if he could widen this corner out and create a new trail that goes this way. So now if you want to go to that trail there, it's almost like an on-ramp to a highway. You can just keep cruising on right through and you don't have to slow down and make a sharp bend going that way. Anyway, on to the next one. This trail used to curve right around there, and it was kind of a slow, 5-mile-an-hour trail just because it was so tight and bendy. And then there was a swamp down on the other end you'd have to go through. Well, he dozed us a new path that connects back to the other side that avoids this tight turny stuff and that swamp over there, and just goes right through. There's that swamp I was telling you about. Now right in through here, this used to be only about 6 feet wide. He pushed this so it's about 20 feet wide. And the reason we wanted to widen all this stuff out is, like I mentioned, we have a sawmill now. And if I'm gonna be coming back here and carrying logs out, rather than skidding them out horizontally, or I guess vertically, I'm gonna wanna be putting them in the grapple and carrying them out horizontally. And if you've got really tight trails, it's gonna make that difficult. You're gonna constantly have to be turning and moving those logs in and around the trees. So I wanted to widen these trails out so I can carry saw logs out of the woods a lot easier. Here's another section that got widened out. This trail used to be, again, about 6 feet wide right here. We ended up pushing it all the way over to this tree and then even bringing it over a little bit further. So now we've almost got a 2-lane road coming back through here. This corner used to be really tight, and there was actually a couple of big boulders that were sitting there. You'd always scrape your rims and tires on them as you went around. No more. This corner is now 30 feet wide and easy to get by. Now this trail here is completely brand new, and this runs right into the back side of the house. So this is probably my favorite thing that we've done so far with all this heavy equipment, aside from the pond obviously. But this area here used to be so thick with brush and everything that we couldn't even use it. I mean, ever since we bought this property, I had never been back on this section, and it's only, you know, 100 yards from the house. It was just that thick that we couldn't use it. And now that it's all opened up, we saved some of the bigger trees to let this be a nice shaded area. And it's just absolutely beautiful. It looks down over where the pond is gonna be. And I just couldn't be happier about this. We kind of benched in a couple of flat areas, so we might be able to put in, you know, a fire pit, some Adirondack chairs, and get some campfires going up here right next to the house, out looking over the pond. Now, the last thing that we did with the dozer was we built this new road that goes up and back behind the house. So all of that work that we did back in the woods was about 2 hours worth. Now this area here, this was probably a day or two with the excavator ripping out trees, the dozer coming in here and grading it all out. So that brings me to my next point I've been meaning to get your guys' opinion on, and that is Doug has been here just about every day of this pond build, helping out in some way or another. Like I said, he got his own brother's dozer here, and he's probably put, I don't know, 30, 40 hours in that thing, helping us with the pond, helping us back in the woods. Now, Doug has said that he doesn't want any money. He doesn't want to be compensated in any way. He just likes doing this stuff, but I can't see not trying to repay the favor with everything he's done for us. So Doug's username is One Eye Customs. You might have seen him down in the comments before. Show Doug some love down in the comments section and give me some really good creative ideas of what you guys would do to repay somebody who doesn't want any monetary compensation for all the help he's given us. He's just a really good neighbor and an even better friend. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, give us a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.